does anyone want to go ahead and give us a recap as far as what happened last time we played Nightfall?
I don't know if it was last session or the one before, but we have recently ventured to inspect the volcano to get a better look at what's happening there. And we were accompanied by a certain noble who we declared was trying to use us like dogs to fight their battles.
All right.
After that, we decided, and we discovered that some sort of giant is coming out from the top of said volcano, and through a portal that I believe we're assuming is to the elemental fire. And we are trying to stop a potential doomsday scenario.
Is that right?
Yeah, must be a Tuesday.
Must be a Tuesday.
While a couple of fire elementals are rampaging through the forest.
Yes, fire elemental. And we have everyone preparing, or some of you making preparations for the fire elementals to come. Isn't that right, David?
Yes. So, some of the thoughts that we're having is to do a slash and burn ahead of the elementals to prevent them from getting stronger. We're also thinking about trenching in front of the bridge to create a water channel while also pumping large amounts of water on top of the bridge to run across as a water barrier to keep the fire elemental away from the village.
This episode, and others like it, are recorded live on Twitch. I hope you'll join us there, at the table in the tavern. Thank you, and enjoy.
We're going to start. Cody, are you there?
Yes.
And the end of last time we played Nightfall, you had decided to get a drink at the tavern. Do you remember? Yeah. Okay. So you're there in the rustic hearth as the tavern normally has a few patrons inside. One of them, a young woman, walks up to the table that you're sitting at. She asks, "Hello, may I have a seat?"
Sure.
She takes a seat down with you. She says, I wonder if you're the one of those hero guys, aren't you?"
Not anymore. Yeah. Sorry. Overwatch took over there for a minute.
Not anymore. I thought I saw you with a troll.
I forgot about the troll body that was sitting against the side.
I've never seen a real troll before. Is it true what they say? Are they always slimy and green, like snarly, all teeth and claws?
This one most definitely was.
Can Can I see it?
I believe it's still out by the tavern.
Is
I
it?
don't know. I
What was that, Matt? Matt.
said I don't know if it would be anymore.
Um, can I see
Right
it?
here.
She asks. She looks, curiously up at you, you know, all eyes. She's in awe that you have a actual troll that she can look at. She's apparently has certain interests, and they're troll oriented. Are you going to show her where the troll is?
Yeah, but I tell her no weird crap.
Well, I'll try not to be weird. I just want to see it. Just curious. That's all.
Yeah, I go ahead and lead her to where we left the body outside.
All right. So you walk out of the tavern and you make your way around the corner. I guess that you kind of stashed it in the alley somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So you start making your way back into the alley, and you hear her. Oh, I can't wait to see this troll. Please, show me. And you dart around the corner and begin taking her down the alley. And you approach the troll, and of course, it is there still a mingled mess from from when you brought it before. Um, is there anything at this point? Uh, she goes over and she looks at the troll. She says, "Is it dead?"
Uh, should be. Maybe? Question mark? Why don't you go check for a pulse?
Oh no, I couldn't. I couldn't. Please, just if you would, just go over and could you just nudge it a little bit, make sure it is dead. Of course, she seems a little scared to get too close to the troll. She's still about 10 to 15 feet away from it, as she's gone from very excited to very be very 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 wary. She asks if you'll
Can I go?
go and poke the troll for her.
I would like to roll for persuasion and be like, well, you asked if it was slime. You check it.
Okay.
That is a 19.
She's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. She walks up and she touches the troll. It jumps back. Uh, she says, "It's so cold. Are they always cold
Well,
like that?"
it's dead.
She pushes it a little bit. She's like, "It is. It is dead." Well, what's this? She says, and she points at something.
Perception to take a closer look.
All right. Roll me your perception.
That's another 19.
Okay. So you lean in close to take a look, and you feel something very sharp and cold against your neck. She says, "Now then, why don't you tell me why you're walking around looking for me, lad?" And all of a sudden, the girl facade turns away, and you see the gentleman that made you glow the night before. Not a little girl at all, but a full grown man with a knife to your neck.
And this is why you shave your beard.
I was just thinking that. So you can dress up as a little girl. Um. Well, there happens to be a job put out to find you and bring you in.
And
I was
Who is-
hoping that last time that we would be able to settle this, civilly, but you weren't able to hold up to your end of that bargain there.
it's not my pointing into the steel that I'm sitting at, is it, lad?
So, what did I feel cold against my neck? Because you kind of cut out there.
Oh, it's his dagger.
I figured. I just wanted to make sure.
So he says, so who, might I ask, sent you after me?
Can I roll a perception and see if anybody else is around?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a 22.
Okay. You're rolling really well today.
I see this.
22, you said, huh?
Yes.
You do see what appears to be someone maybe wandering around the street, passerby, at the other end of the alley. Um, you can just look up. As you look up, you can see someone walking across, rocking past the tavern on the street. They're about 90 or so feet away from you. They're not paying attention to what's going on down in the alley. They seem to be on their way to deal with some business. They have a list in front of them, perhaps a grocery list, um, as they
Okay.
carry a little basket. It seems to be a girl, a woman.
Now, this one looked like a girl too, but turns out it wasn't. See if I trust you. I'd like to roll for persuasion again and see if I can't convince him to go to the tavern so we can sit down and have a drink, maybe talk about this sim.
All right. Go ahead. Make me persuasion.
That's a nat 20 plus 3, 23.
23 it is.
God damn.
You've
You
made
go,
me
bro.
consult my character sheet.
Hey,
So he looks at you and he's like, you want me to go back to the tavern so that we have a crowd to witness our little conversation. You see,
well,
I wanted to get us alone, and alone, I'd like to leave us.
I know that you, obviously these people don't know who you are, and they don't actually know who I am or what my business is here. They think I'm an adventurer extraordinaire.
So, you are a bounty hunter, aren't you?
Ah, as keen as you are wanted.
And so someone
I like
puts a
that.
bounty on my head, and that's why you're so keen to get close to me.
I want to know why someone might put a bounty on your head. As I said, I would like to handle this civilly first and maybe find out
Now,
why.
there's a lot of reasons why someone might want me. Perhaps I betted their wife, or perhaps I cheated them out of a deal. Uh, One thing another. The point is, who, who, not why. If you can help me with that, I'll consider letting you go.
Is that a persuasion?
I will make a persuasion.
I was just wondering because that really sounded like he was trying to persuade me.
Go ahead and make me I guess a sense motive or insight.
So
I guess.
insight. That's a 20. 17 plus 3.
The DC that he set is 19 plus 5, so that makes it a 24. He
Just a.
uh, playing by your rules, he wins, but truly, if it does seem that if you do give him a name, he might be maybe you can defuse the situation after all.
What's the lay of the land around me?
And would you? I don't know that you actually, Cody yourself, know who actually gave you the job to begin with,
I don't.
as Cody the player. So if you need help with that, of course, please let me know because I have that information for you. But as far as the lay of the land, you are in an alley. There's a building on either side of you. You can actually see it if you pull up uh, um, Willow's screen here. So you see how there's a street in between a couple of houses, and there's a fountain over there. Well, you between there is where you are. Let's say that little red spot, which looks like a dumpster or perhaps a outhouse or whatever. That's over by where, let's say, the troll would be. Okay, and you would be somewhere there. Does does that help? You
Yes.
see houses on the far side of you. You can see the water mill from here. Of course, it's a little bit of a distance off.
Gotcha.
So, what would you like to do? That the roof, the ceiling, the roof rather, to the building that you're next to is about 10 feet high. You might be able to leap to it if that's what you wanted to do. Uh, I don't know what you're planning. I never do.
What are the buildings made out of? Brick?
Mostly wood. Some of the roofs have like maybe a shingle that may be made of like a clay or something like that. But for most of them are wood.
Okay. Need 2 seconds real quick.
You gonna light something on fire, maybe?
Okay, I did it one time. It was one time, and it was a wall outside of a village.
Uh,
To be fair, you told me I could do anything.
you can try anything. So,
Anyways,
while you're thinking about what to do there, Lucius, what were you up to? It looks like you're actually not far from the rustic hearth yourself.
I believe I had recently finished giving a speech trying to recruit volunteers to start a forest fire.
Ah, so that would lead you. Um, you had yeah, that's right. You had gone to the tavern. You had talked to Alyssa, uh, and she had uh, helped you with getting a petition together, where you had signed. I believe the agreed amount was 23. 23 people you were able to pull together to help you with your endeavor um, of setting fire once again to the forest. And so maybe where would you be headed next then?
Sorry, I was talking. I just forgot I hit the button. So I'm not 100% sure about time elapse and how far
Yeah, we
after.
we began right where Cody had left off, getting a drink at the tavern. So, um, you may have just
So
left the tavern.
so if possible, I'll probably leave word for the volunteers that fire stuff. I'll start it first thing in the morning. So um, it'll give them the night to kind of prep or whatever, and I will look for any supplies I need, accelerants, torches, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I believe that'll take me to a general store.
Okay. Um, there is a couple places in town that you can purchase things like that. One would be, of course, the harbor itself or the port. But there are a couple of general stores or a couple of stores in town. Um, so you make your way over to the closest one. Um, it's called Brass Tacks. You walk inside. There's a young woman that is working. She seems to be hemming something together as she looks up with her glasses. Oh, well, hello. How may I help you?
Yes, I am in need of torches, accelerants if you have them. We're going to do a burn French, essentially to try to keep the incoming fire elementals away from the town.
Pesky fire elementals. Always up to no good, aren't they? She puts down her, what looks like a dress or something like that, and puts a needle back in like a thimble, and puts all the stuff down, and takes her glasses off and hangs them from her chest, and then puts another set of glasses on, and then makes her way over to the desk. Says, "Well, let me see," and she opens up a book. She says, "Let's see what we have in stock." And she goes through a little bit of ledger. You say accelerant, like grease or oil. What are we thinking?
Genuinely, anything that could help spread fire. So yes, oil, grease. I'd even take black powder if you have it.
Black powder. Well, we do have some black powder. Of course, it's a little bit more expensive because it's harder to come by. But yes, we can
Correct.
help you with some black
And
powder.
I'm also buying in bulk, so I'd rather it not be too expensive. So I'd stick with grease and oil if you have it.
It's cheap, but it always works, right? Well, now let me see what we have. And she flips over through her pages. Well, I have about 4 barrels of oil. Um, each one of them is about 10 gallons. 10 gallons a drum. Uh, how much would you require?
How many barrels did you say?
Well, we have 4 barrels. We were under the understanding that machinery and whatnot. So, been saving up, storing up, as it were, um, expanding and whatnot.
Yes, of course. Um, do you by chance have a some sort of receptacle I could split the barrels up into so I can spread them amongst the volunteers?
Yes, yes. Of course, of course. No problem. Now, of course, I'm not going to do all of this myself. She claps her hands and hollers out, Harold, Harold, we have a customer. He wants some oil. Come, come, help. And an older gentleman, uh, you hear him, I just, I just closed my eyes for a moment, dear. Just a moment. And he gets up and starts making his way into the front room. Ah, yes, oil. Yes. They begin getting you set up with all the oil and so forth. He has a couple of helpers out back that younger guys, and they do divvy up your oil at a number of different things. They charge you um, if you want just one drum.
Two.
Two.
So my idea was to get two drums, and if it's not too expensive, I want individual gallon containers.
Yes.
So 20 gallons in 1 gallon containers.
Okay. So they charge you um 25 gold per drum. Okay. And then they charge you an additional 10 gold for all the canisters to hold the stuff that you need. So 5 silver per canister thing. Okay, so altogether, what does that come to?
60.
25. Okay, there you go. So 60 gold, and they say they'll have it sorted out for you momentarily. Meanwhile,
I
okay,
I I hate to come off as a penny pincher, if you will. Um, I was hoping to have maybe a slight discount since this is not for a personal matter, but for the greater good of the entire town. If there's a chance that you might be able to get the price closer to at cost, it would be very much appreciated.
she,
Not
uh,
not not specifically at cost, but closer to it. I
the
know you are needing to make a living.
the older gentleman, he pauses as he's talking to one of the guys as you start talking about money and the cost and whatnot. He's like, "Oh, but you must understand the economical blah blah blah." And the wife cuts him off. "Oh, wait here. You said you needed no like serums, but you needed something to burn with, right? Or saturate and so forth, right? Torches.
Yes.
I tell you, I'll throw in torches for free for your endeavor, and we'll throw in the canisters for free. But the oil, we must have the cost of the oil um, if we're able to replace it. Of course, we do have to still have to supply for when you finish with the fire elementals. The town, well, this town still it needs its lifeblood. And its lifeblood is oil. I tell you, it's oil.
Yeah, I'm no grouch, and I am completely understanding that you guys are trying to make a living. Um, so I believe that would come out to 50 then, 50 gold. And you don't want to go down any lower on the oil, do you?
I'm afraid we can't. Just in as my husband said, these times.
Well, if that's what you need to do.
So how many torches did you need? And we're gonna go from there and take it over to someone else. Okay. Um, let's say we got Chris that may have been over at the windmill. You guys are kind of scattered around a little bit right now. So
Um,
Chris, you're over at the windmill, perhaps with your spider and whatnot.
I think I had gone to the wood mill to
The windmill.
check on Alistair the last time, and we were kind of trading
Oh,
some
the
stuff.
lighthouse. You mean the
Patrick.
lighthouse? Alistair's at the lighthouse.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, Patrick. Roll 20 should be available now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just
Go
got back on it too
refresh
myself.
that. Awesome. It's
Yeah, I'm gonna check on Alistair and find out. I know that we got that fire issue, and
I'm still having trouble over here. It's okay. I'm sure it'll be worked out in a moment.
my character is just trying to like take an inventory of where everybody was and
Okay. So,
what our plan was with the mountain of fire that was appearing over there,
okay.
and like what realistically we can do to save the town, or if evacuating the town might be the better choice.
All right. Sounds good. So you
So
ended up.
you see Delmont.
Are you making your way over to see Alistair, or are you making your way over to see Delmont? Where are you headed then?
Wait, Delmont, not Alistair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you are leaving the windmill where you reside, and why don't you, pretty please as sugar on top, tell me what your passive perception is? I believe it's pretty good.
My passive perception is 16.
16. I thought it was pretty good.
Would you like me to roll that?
No. Um, you're not actively trying to perceive. This is something that you just happen to notice. So as you are leaving the windmill sits upon the hill, as it were. And so you have a perspective down on the town below. But from there, you also have a perspective into the hills and the trees that surround the town. So you make your way out of the windmill, and you notice something that catches your eye out into the wilderness up on the hills. Okay.
What is it?
I'm about to describe you.
Okay.
You see what looks like two people um, that are making their way up a hill, and you see one of them is actually Cain or Canaan, Kythos's mentor, and the other is apparently the woman that he was having a fight with a couple of days prior. And they're headed out to the hill that they said that they were going to fight at. And so as you're leaving the windmill, you see them getting ready to do their thing, ascending up into the hill. And so you begin, are you, from there, would you like to continue to the watermill, or do you have a change of plans?
They were going to is this like a duel they were going to have?
Yes. She had challenged him
Like,
a few days following, a few days prior.
so, fun times.
Want to continue to the watermill, or do you want to what?
Was one of those one of our characters?
No, it was Kythos's mentor.
Okay,
You've missed a few episodes here and there, a few sessions. So he has a master or a mentor that he's been talking to and dealing with, that gave him a book, and he had a couple sparring sessions with.
All right. I'm gonna leave them to their own little whatever they're doing.
All right.
I'm gonna go to Delmont's place, the watermill,
The forge.
Right.
the forge, and hope that maybe Kythos is there and I can give him a heads up as to what's going on. But for now, I don't really think me getting in the middle of whatever they're about to do is really
right
a solid use of my time at the moment.
Indeed. So you continue making your way to the watermill, and of course, Ruby, she follows you in tow. This time she's a little bit closer on your heels as she follows next to you like a dog would. And you make your way across town to watermill.
All right.
And from there, you might see um, TikTok outside, Belmont, as usual.
He would be, because there's going to be a lot of heavy lifting involved with this project. He's like an extra set of hands because I'm building a giant freaking pump, giant freaking water pump and hose assembly
Right.
that's got to go on. That's got to
All right. I do
So,
want to do something as I'm where the two that went off in the woods are concerned.
okay. What would you like to do?
I send my other animal companion just to go watch what's going on,
Okay.
and then I tell him to come back to me when it's done at
And,
the water at the
and I believe that
forge.
was like a squirrel or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's a squirrel.
Yeah. Okay. So Squirrely uh, squeaks and begins to
It's
scutter off.
Twitch.
Twitch.
Yeah,
All right.
Twitch.
Twitch scutters off as you
Yeah.
give him the command and begins to make his way over to see what's going on. And you make your way to the watermill. And are you at the watermill or are you at the bridge, David?
I'm building the mechanism.
So you're at the watermill.
Yes, I'm at the forge.
In the watermill.
It's not a water mill. It's a water wheel. It's a forge that's powered by a water wheel.
Thank you for the argument about the building that you live in.
It's
All right, so you make your way to the forge, as Delmont has changed the name of the watermill to Forge recently. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And make your way to the forge, as David is calling it. You come to the door, and it might be locked this time. I don't know. It might be locked, as Delmont has been having issues with people and kicked everyone out. It might not be. He might not have it open. I don't know. That's up to Delmont.
I knock. I knock on the door.
All right, you knock.
So, okay, then I'll have TikTok answer the door.
Okay, so the door opens. Of course, the mechanism that is TikTok stands at the door silently, waiting for you to enter. Kaithos, you might still be in the rafters reading your book as he. Oh wait, no, you finished reading your book, didn't you?
Yeah, I finished reading it.
All right.
As far as I know I'm out front of the forge. Like I'm outside. Well, I'm at the forge.
Okay. So you enter and you find Kaithos, of course, in there watching Delmont work the forge as he does his morning kata.
Okay, I have Ruby wait outside just because I know that Delmont's not 100% comfortable with the spider roaming around his dwelling.
Right. Okay.
So
0% comfortable.
To the two of them to kind of see what's going on. First thing I do is look at Kaithos and go, your mentor, I just saw him or her heading into the woods up the hill with the person that had challenged him to a duel. That was just like maybe 5 minutes ago. I didn't know if you were interested in getting involved. I figured I'd come here. I needed to see Delmont about this fire problem and the fallen mountain and the all the other elemental crap that's going on, and figure out what we need to do to safeguard the town and if evacuation was an option. And I figured I'd let you know what was going on. That way it doesn't come back later that I knew or saw and didn't tell you. And I sent a companion of mine to kind of go purvey what is going on, but I give him a brief direction as to where they were heading.
All right.
And then I turned my attention to Delmont, and I'm like, oh, dear Delmont, you are the fire marshal in this place. Do you know, is the town, it's the powers that be considering evacuating the town? Or are they working on trying to safeguard the town and hold tight?
Well, we have the magical bubble over the town currently. And I'm working on fire elemental proofing the bridge. So so that way they can't get to us. So as it stands, it looks like we're in okay shape.
So what can I do to help?
I don't know. What is it you want to do to help?
Well, I'd like to be doing something that's productive and not counterproductive. So if there's something or someone that I can assist or get with somebody else in town to make what you're doing easier, I can help you finish what you're doing in some way.
I really don't need any help with what I'm doing, because once I'm done, this is going to be a self-running application that's just pumping river water automatically on top of the bridge.
You might need some manpower to move all the stuff into position, however. Unless
maybe. That's what I got TikTok for too.
Yep.
All right. So in that case, I might, if Kythos wants to go see what's going on with his mentor, I might go with Kythos.
Okay. And pause with that just one moment. Willow. Or Robert, are you there?
Go ahead.
Okay. So you are make your way back from the forest, and of course you're seeing all the smoke and so forth from the fires that are out there. It seems like it's getting a bit worse. Maybe you understand now what your purveyor was mentioning about the bond between the connection between the Fae and the material plane in this area getting a bit weaker as this catastrophe continues to spread, becomes a little more understandable. And you begin to make your way across the bridge into town. Make me a perception check, would you?
Sure. 11.
11. Okay. You nothing out of the ordinary seems to strike your eye as you make your way back, as you see Drake, or I'm sorry, Alia has made his way into the watermill forge, and you are this time are making your way down the bridge, making your way perhaps to the watermill or to the windmill. But of course, you know that Alia is making her way there. What would you like to do?
Well, let me see. It seems to me that everybody is trying hard to fortify the town itself, and I was kind of missing out on some of that, but I know the fires are getting worse. So I am going to try and go and find somebody to alert them that the smoke seems to be getting closer, and that we need to be working on some kind of contingency to deal with whatever's going on since I was in the bed.
As most things, the lifeblood of the town, you make your way over towards the rustic hearth, and as you do so, you start hearing sounds. A sound as though somebody talking outside in the alley. And as you peek around the corner, you see your friend, Chad, the Chad, that you had helped slay a troll with, is standing over the corpse of this troll, and that a man you've never seen before, has a knife to his neck.
Okay. Without taking time to ask what's going on,
I see him.
I'm going to cast a spell, heat metal.
Heat metal?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right, so heat metal, and that's going to do actually causes a little bit of damage, correct, to the dagger, or
Yeah.
from the dagger.
2d8 damage
Okay, why don't you
to
go ahead and roll that?
anybody physically touching the metal item.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll that, please?
13 damage.
Okay, so he exclaims, "Ah!" and he drops the dagger. Uh, you can feel the heat of it on your neck just emanating from it, but the blade itself isn't against your neck anymore. So you're not going to take any fire damage from this, okay, Cody? But Zill, he drops the dagger as you hear the singeing of his flesh. Ah! And he drops it. He looks up to see you, Willow. Ah, damn pixies. And why don't we go ahead and roll initiative?
Okay.
Chad and Willow.
I got a 15.
And my curse continues. I got an 11.
I'm a little sad that the blade didn't actually touch me because I was gonna ask if I could use danger sense if it did.
So you rolled a 13, you say?
I have
Chad.
an 11.
15.
15. Okay. So it's going to be Zill, and then Chad, and then Willow. So basically, Nightcrawler status or style, a poof of smoke, and he seems to be gone. He uses Misty Step. With your passive perceptions, you can see a flash, and up on the roof of the rustic hearth, you see him. He he snaps his finger, and you see that his facial actual facial structure begins to change, and he turns into what looks like an old man with an old beard, gold gray beard, and has little glasses on his face, and his hair changes color. And he looks like he's wearing different clothing as he begins to walk over the roof, trying to disappear. And now that brings us to you, Cody. What would you like to do? He's separated the distance between you and him. Now he's on the roof. He's changed his likeness using perhaps something like alter self or an illusion or whatever, kind of magic, and is trying to disengage. What would you like to do?
The troll, is it leaned against like the building?
It's slumped in a pile the way you threw it.
Can I go ahead and like start raging, and then I want to run and pretty much bounce board up off the troll and climb up.
You want to try to trampoline off of the troll? Is that what I heard?
Well, necessarily use it to get a little bit higher before I start climbing.
Okay. Make me a Make me a go ahead and make me a check to jump.
Athletics?
Yeah,
That's a 15.
15. So you jump up off of the troll. It doesn't do you much favors, but it is stable enough for you to get off of its head and reach the roof enough to grab onto it. You begin to pull yourself up and make your way up on the top of the roof. So your movement's going to be halved this turn because of your climbing. What would you like to do?
Perception to see if I can see him.
You can still see him as he's running across the roof over to the other side. See how it's very long? He seems to be. You can see the rustic hearth from my screen, correct?
Yeah.
So you guys are up here, and he's running across the roof over this way. All right, that's where you see him. All right.
I'm just gonna give chase.
Okay. You begin chasing after him. Willow. I'm assuming that ends your turn, Chad.
Yes.
Okay. Willow, that brings us to you. He is Zilla's just disappeared in a poof of smoke after dropping the dagger and exclaiming, damn pixies. He appears back on the roof and begins to change into another identity and tries to disappear, running across the rooftop as Chad very angrily jumps up using the troll corpse and begins to scamper up the roof to give chase. What would you like to do?
I am going to fly up so that I have clear view, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the old man.
All right. And I believe that's okay, Fairy Fire. So you're illuminate him.
Yes, so that everybody has advantage on attack rolls, and they have a very hard time disappearing. They can't even go invisible.
Yeah, it is. Makes it very hard to disappear. Indeed. So is that going to end your turn?
One moment. I've got to make sure I check the correct one. But yes, that's what I'm doing as I'm just flying up so I can. I don't know if you can tell. I've got two versions of it, cast and used.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one is a freebie for my
Okay.
so I'm just going to use that one. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. That sounds good. I like it. That ends your turn though, and I have a quick question. Kythos.
Mm-hmm.
You there,
Yeah.
Curtis? Okay.
Yeah.
So Chris or Alia made her way back to the watermill, or sorry, forge, and told you about the whole thing going on with your master and whatnot over on the hills. Are you what are you doing at this point? You chilling out there, or are you making your way?
No, I was gonna say whenever he had mentioned that, or whenever Alia, when she mentioned it, that I was gonna be like, oh, that was supposed to happen today. I better get up there.
Okay.
And basically drop what I was doing and take off going up that way.
All right. And so as you leave the confines of the watermill, make your way out, you notice this display that have laid out with the chase of Zill as Chad and Willow begin chasing him across the rooftop. Of course, what you see is an old man. You see Chad and Willow chasing an old man on the rooftop of the rustic inn, and rustic hearth. Sorry, Willow. What color was that fairy fire?
We're gonna make this interesting. I'm gonna make it a bright pink.
So you make it very. It catches your attention because you see a bright pink fluorescent bulb of light basically as the old man runs across. You think that it must be the source Willow up in the sky as she casts a little bolt of energy that lights him up. And at this point in time, I'm wondering what you would do.
Seeing that and seeing as an old man, at first I'd think that, what's he doing running, across the rooftops, but then realize that it's not tame. And be like, okay, that's odd.
It is,
It's
isn't it?
kind of I don't know. I basically, I really don't know what else to do. I mean, it's not what I was heading out for. I was supposed to be going, to watch at least the Kane and forget what her name was.
Corn dog, nice.
So let me get this straight. There's a guy running or something running across the building tops that looks like his mentor that was just outside town.
No.
About to kill somebody.
It
Right.
doesn't look like that old man. Not every old man is the same old man. Jeez, what a racist. Just kidding. No, but it is an old man. Not into the same old man. Okay. So no, that's not what you're seeing. You just happen to see a random old man, not specific. Old beard and hair.
Definitely there too. Other game though. Sorry.
Okay. So, Kythos, are you ignoring that, being like, this is kind of what they do, and making your way out of town? Okay, making sure I knew that.
Noticing that it's fairy fire that's on them. Be okay. Like, oh, that's probably Willow's tricks.
So you just can shake your head and begin making your way out of town. That's what I want to clarify. Meanwhile, that brings us back around to Zill.
Well, I'm going with Kythos.
Oh, you are. So you see this too. Then is there anything you're also being like, that's the Chad. What are you doing, Chris?
I'm just Ruby and I are just continuing to follow Kythos.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So
we're basically gonna be backup and support if we needed.
So Zill hops down from the tavern and begins to make his way once again towards the bridge. He's moving his full distance, which is going to be about 60 feet. Okay, using his dash and whatnot. So he's hops down, or I guess it'd be more like 45. He hops down and then runs off, closing the distance between him and the bridge. Next turn, he'll be on the bridge. Cody, are you giving chase?
How far is he from me right now, then?
Well, so you just jumped up on the roof, and he's gone over to the other side of the tavern and jumped off of it. So now you're on the roof by yourself.
He's still got the fairy fire on him, right?
Yes, he does.
Cool. I'd like to sprint to the other end of the roof, and I would like to roll an attack with my javelin.
Okay.
You did at him.
So as you get over to the edge of the roof, you can see that he is running off into the distance, making his way towards the bridge. And you're like, oh no, not again! And you let loose with a javelin. Make it an attack, please. Because you have the fairy fire and of course advantage.
$19.
You hit. Roll damage, please.
4.
4. So you sling the javelin, and it goes right over his shoulder into it, and just skims his shoulder a bit as it goes right past him. He's like, ah, and he's continuing to run.
Can I roll a perception to see if I see Kythos and everybody else that's walking?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Switching things. Give me 1 second. How's a 13?
You notice that there's people all over the place, but yeah, you recognize them. You're like, oh yeah, the watermill. You see them come out and start making their way down. So yeah, sure, you can see them.
Can I attempt to yell loud enough for them to hear me and say, "Get that old man"?
Make me a performance check.
Oh. 15.
Okay. So it's a lot of actions for a single turn, but that's okay. We're gonna call the passive perception either way. So either way, doesn't matter. But yeah, you holler out. You do hear him screaming as he throws this javelin at Zill. What are you saying, Chad?
Get that old man.
Get that old man. Okay. You hear Chad yell out. Thalia and Kythos. Lucius leaving the store that you were at after making your purchases and so forth. You see a random javelin being thrown, and then Chad hollering, "Get that old man!" As you see an old man sprinting across town, trying to make his way to the bridge. Willow flying high in the air, and Chad hollering down, "Get that old man!" So you guys are just practically all out there. Just about. Oh, wait. I am so sorry. What are you doing out, Druid, my pothead Druid? Um, Amanda,
It's going to be a negative.
she's not here. Okay, she's asleep. That's fine. That's partially my fault. I should have gotten back around to her sooner. That's my fault. That's my bad. So everyone but Delmont basically knows old man. Oh, are you guys going to get involved, or are you guys going to continue doing your own thing?
Lucius probably will.
Okay. Curtis. Now that Chad has asked for help, are you continuing to leave town?
I'd hate to. I want to leave town, but I also don't want to not help.
I look at Ruby. I point at the old man on top of the building. I'm like, fetch. Don't kill him. Fetch.
Okay. Okay. I like that. So your spider, she springs into action and begins to give chase. Next turn, she'll probably be in range to try to do something. Okay. And Kythos, still making your way. I know. Who do you help? What do you do?
I look at Kai though, so I'm like, he's assisting them. We can go.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like,
Okay.
Isn't
Not
he
getting
running
involved.
towards the bridge anyways? And that's where you guys were headed?
No, they're making their way into the hills, the other way, other direction.
Okay.
We're going
Yeah.
after the other way.
Yeah. I kind of just want to use my sling and just like huck a rock up at the dude.
All right,
I mean, if you wanted to stay here, dude, we can do the dude.
Just just kind of see if I can't stun him a little bit.
All right, so you give chase and try to throw your sling. It's going to be at disadvantage because he's a little bit of a distance, but go ahead and make me an attack.
What is on your shirt? Bad Owl. Yeah, what is that?
Oh.
What character is that?
That's Sailor
I think
Moon.
that's Sailor Moon. Yeah.
I
first-
didn't know I was
At first, I thought it was
That,
Zelda, but yeah, Sailor Moon.
Disadvantage and
19.
advantage at the same time. So
What?
Oh, look at
first
that.
one. I said first one was a 19, and second one's an 11.
So are we going after the old dude?
Well, he's at least chucking a rock. You sling a rock. It does.
I
It's
canceled
short.
the disadvantage with the fairy
Oh,
fire.
it's going to cancel. So what was the first one?
A 19.
It hits. Roll damage.
I mean, I can.
Thank you
do
for
a
that,
whole
Willow.
lot that I've actually done if we're going after the old man.
6 damage.
All right. Your rock hits him in the back of the between the shoulders. He's like, ah.
It really helps when you have a menagerie at your disposal.
Yeah.
The amount of extra actions I have right now is insane.
Yeah. Is there anything you're doing?
Me? Well, that's why I asked.
Go for it if you want
Well,
to.
his answer was I throw a rock at him with a sling. So he's giving you his answer.
Oh, in that case,
He chose violence.
in that case,
violence.
we're trying. I'm gonna head up the side up to the roof.
Okay.
And give chase. And I'm gonna look at Lucius and be like, "Do we want him dead or alive?"
All right. So he's off of the roof, making his way to the bridge. I want to make sure that's clear. He did make his way across the roof originally, but he's since then, running.
Okay, so
So you give chase.
And I'm gonna move my movement. I'm gonna head that way, waiting for Lucius to answer my question if we want this guy dead, alive, or just beaten or whatever. And I have a bonus action I'm gonna partake in that I haven't informed you about yet. I just sent David a message about it. But it's gonna catch the old man off guard.
Okay. Matt, are you doing anything?
Yes. Am I able to make a perception check to see if I recognize the individual?
You can.
Or can you tell me if I do or not?
You don't recognize him. Check or not?
I checked that. I realized that I don't know this person, and obviously, friends and allies are wanting to stop him. So I'm going to do what I do best. And I'm gonna blast him.
Fire my laser.
I'm gonna fire my laser with. I'm going to not do the knockback because I don't want to push him away from us, but I will apply lethargy, which will slow him down.
Make an attack.
And I will now rush to attack.
Please make an attack.
Attack number 1. Dirty 20.
20. 20 hits.
Attack number 2 is a nat 1.
That will miss.
Sorry, my Roll20 is really slow right now. Damage being a total of 8 force, and it will slow him down 10 feet.
Slows
How
him
far
by
away
10
is
feet.
the guy from me?
Say again?
How far away is he?
From you, about like 90 feet, give or take, with you giving chase. From Lucius, about 60 feet. From Chad, about like, he's on the roof, so 45 feet. From Willow, about 90 feet or so, give or take. So you guys are all kind of close. Um,
All
and
right,
that is
so for my personal actions,
okay.
I'm going to go my 35 feet, and I'm going to push my other 35 feet. So I go 70 feet.
Okay.
So I get about 20 feet away from him.
Okay. Let's
And my
pause
bonus
there. Let's pause there. I already counted for you giving chase.
Okay. Still, I do that because I have another action I'm going to do, a bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm going to take one more critter that I have at my disposal.
Okay.
When adding my level on Ranger at 3rd level, I had to choose an archetype.
Okay.
I chose Drake Warden.
All right.
So that came with a draconic companion,
Okay.
a fire drake that
All right.
I can have appear within 30 feet of where I am.
Okay.
So I move my max, and then 30 feet ahead of me, I have it appear, and same instruction as.
So here's the thing about your companion. The only action it can take on its own is dodge. To have it do anything else, it takes your bonus action.
Yeah, right now that's my bonus action, is having it out there, is having it appear and do what it is. I got that.
Okay.
Like it is my bonus action. Doing this right now is my bonus action.
Okay. Is that going to end your turn?
Well, I can have it 30 feet, anywhere within 30 feet of me appear.
Okay.
Is it close enough to engage or use its breath weapon on, or would I have to wait until next turn before I could use have it attack?
What's the range of his breath weapon?
That I don't know.
You use
All
your
that stuff-
action to
It does
move
not
and your bonus
have-
action to summon, so you don't have
It
any
does
way.
not. A Drake companion does not have a breath weapon.
Oh, wait a minute. So it's just the bite attack then?
Okay.
When so it has a bite and it has a reaction of infused strikes. When another creature within 30 feet of the Drake that it can see hits a target with a weapon attack, the Drake infuses that person's strike with its essence, causing the target to take an extra d6 of the type determined by its draconic essence.
Okay.
So is it acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison?
It's fire.
Okay. So yeah,
All
it
right,
has no
Chris.
breath weapon. It can only bite.
That's fine. So the answer is no, it would not be in range to attack at this
Okay.
round.
All right.
Or
Yeah, I've got
big
your
damage
stuff
boost when
pulled up.
when that other person hits.
Right. All right. Okay. So yes, that now I do have him out there. So yeah, and that ends my turn.
So the energy thing is determining what it's immune to. So it's immune to a damage of your decision once you bring it into
So he said fire.
fire. So
Well,
it's immune to anything fire-wise.
I had to choose that when I became what I did. I had to choose that initially. If
Right.
that's what it is.
Yeah. I'm just being clear. Okay. So yeah, you either way, you do manifest this Drake thing, and he's definitely not not liking his chances right now. Everyone in pursuit. He's gonna continue.
As well as a giant spider and a flying fire drake.
He's gonna continue running. Okay. Lucius, what's your AC?
I did not get a second
14.
background.
Oh,
Everybody else.
sorry. We're at top of initiative. Now, so it's back to Zill's turn. Okay. After,
So all of that was the first round.
yes, sir.
Okay, sorry. That's right. I got confused with everybody changing their mind between being on the roof
Wait,
and
wait,
when
wait.
he got done.
On the first round, you did do the fairy fire. So yeah, this to end the round, it would be your turn. I'm sorry. I apologize, Willow. Thank you for correcting me. It is your turn. What would you like to do? You did fly up on the into the air to get a better vantage point. You cast your fairy fire. Matt or Lucius come out hearing Chad holler about the old man shot with his Eldritch Blast hitting him. Um, Chad loosed a javelin that hit him. Kythos flung a pebble at him that hit him. And then Alia gave chase and then manifested a dragon after sicking his spider at him. So it looks like you have a multiple of allies that are giving chase at this point in time. What would you like to do?
Wow.
I'm going to
Did
get.
everybody freeze their life?
I'm going to get within 60 feet, and I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay. And what's the save DC on that?
It's Wisdom 15.
Wisdom. Okay. Let's see here. All right. You cast a spell, but it doesn't seem to be having the effect you anticipate. He doesn't begin to start laughing. It doesn't have an effect. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You close the gap, cast your spell. This brings us back to Zill's turn. Thank you again for correcting me there, Willow. And he begins to shoot at you, Lucius, with Eldritch Blast. Does a 23 hit you?
No. Yes, of course it is.
Well, how about that? Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah.
All right.
Here comes the owl. Fucking rude.
So he wait, I need that. Where did it go? All right. So he ends up casting two. You see two bolts of Eldritch Blast come at you. Okay. Uh, the two bursts are going to do a total of 8 points of. I'm sorry, 9 points of force damage to you from an Eldritch Blast. Okay. On top of that, you are going to take 11 points of necrotic damage. He looks up at you and makes a gesture with his hand, speaks some sort of word, and then lets loose with these two Eldritch Blasts. He's cast Hex and so forth to you. You are now Hex, sir.
Or
And
Nikto or
he continues to charge up to the yeah right. I'm sorry, I just got that. He begins to charge up to the bridge and begins charging up. However, because of I believe your Eldritch Blast or someone reduced
Religious
his
refreshment.
transition. So instead of moving 30 or 60 feet, he's going to be moving 40 feet, right?
Minus 10 feet.
Yeah, so instead of 30, it would be 20. And doubling that would be 40. So he's going to be moving 40 feet. He's making his way up the bridge, but he's not gone yet. But he is fighting back. Um, he's lets loose at Lucius, attacking him with a couple of Eldritch Blasts. I'm going to need at this point in time. Can I get a initiative roll from Lucius, Drake, and Kythos that have entered this combat, so we can get you guys all in the proper order.
Yep. Just let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
I got a 15.
15. What's your AC? What's your dexterity? I mean,
My dexterity is a 3.
and what is yours, Chad? Chad, what's your dexterity, please?
Are we not rolling initiative?
You are rolling initiative. I'm
One.
working out your initiative orders right now. Chad, what's your initiative? What's your
Plus
dexterity?
one.
+1. Okay, so that's going to be Lucius and then you. What was your initiative, Chris?
17.
17. And what is your dexterity?
My dex,
Yeah.
19.
Okay. And what about you, Kythos? Your initiative.
Am
Curtis.
I okay? There. Sorry, my thing was on mute.
You're good.
I rolled a 20 for initiative, nat 20 with +4, and then my dexterity is an 18.
Nice. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go Kythos, and then you, Chris, or Kythos, Alia, Lucius, Chad, and then Will. All right. So go ahead, Kythos. He's charging up the bridge, but he's not out of range just yet. And everyone's giving chase. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to spend a key point and use Step of the Wind
Okay.
and dash up in front of him.
Okay, you catch up to him real quick, especially with him being slowed down. Um, and Step of the Wind, you were able to make the distance up without any problem. What would you? Is that your full action for the Step of the Wind? I think it's a bonus action, right?
No, it's a key spot.
But okay, yeah. And is that going to end your turn, or what else? You?
Oh, okay. So that would make it a bonus action. But
That's
yeah.
what I thought.
Let's see. So I guess I'm gonna, since I've still got my sling out, hit him with another sling.
All right, you make an attack with a sling, um, and roll that for me. You have advantage because of Willow.
12 plus 7 is 19 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage, please.
1d4 plus 4. Full damage, 8.
8. Jeez. All right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Good job. Yeah. All right, and
I forgot about that too till just now. Damn
Uh-oh.
it.
Here it goes. And is that going to end your turn, Kythos?
Yes.
Yes, that's going to be the end of my turn.
Okay. Um, you see Kythos charge up real quick, runs up in front of him, and then throws a rock at him. Anyway, and then that brings us to Alia. Alia, we can do your spider first or after you.
Sure.
All right, so your spider is going to shoot with a web.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it lands on the ground in front of him as he is too quick, still, even yet slowed, as he manages to evade the spider webbing. Um, that brings us to your turn, there, Alia. Your spider is already gone. You have your Drake thing that acts on your bonus action. And what would you like to do? You see, Kythos has done his best imitation of Barry Allen and has passed Zill.
I firebolt the old dude.
All right, roll an attack, please.
It's a +6, so 18 total.
Ooh, um, as uh, as he charges away, he ducks just underneath your firebolt as it hits the elven bridge in front of you. Sorry, so close. 19 is the magic number. You guys probably figured it out by now. 19 hits, 18 doesn't. Yeah.
Can the fire drake swoop down on him?
You can make an attack with the fire drake. So your fire drake, I was pulling it up a minute ago. It's going to attack with a 5 plus. I'm sorry. No, take that back. 3 plus your proficiency bonus. Okay. And that should be at this point in time, should be a 4. No, 3. So it's going to be a 6, a +6 to hit. You going to roll that or you want?
Can you hear me?
I can now. Would you like to? You're going to have a +6 to hit. Would you like to roll that, or would you want me to?
You can hear me?
Yes.
All right. I can't see shit. I'll roll it. It's a +6 to hit.
+6. We can all see you, so and you look wonderful. Keep it up.
Yeah, I've got this like little. Yeah. I rolled a 13 +6 would be a 19. So
Um. Yeah. That will
or
hit.
yeah.
That's
So
going to be a D6 for damage plus your proficiency bonus, which is a 3. So D6 plus 3.
a D6 +3.
That is correct.
I rolled a 5.
A 5. 5 plus
Plus
3 is
the 8.
8. You guys are doing a pretty good job against this guy right now. He is not having a happy Saturday night.
Why?
Is that going to end your turn?
Yes. And I'm
Okay.
saying I'm not even on Discord. I'm
So,
gonna try to leave and come back in.
all right, Lucius. While he's doing that, you see Kythos charge up, throwing rocks. You see Alia's spider shooting webs. Unfortunately, the spider web misses. And then you see Alia herself shoot a firebolt that just narrowly misses. And then you see the giant dragon or large dragon that Alia had manifested, finally charges forward and bites at um, Zill or the old man onto his shoulder, um, and he gives a cry and um, yells, "You damned something I can't say on the air." And it is your turn. What would you like to do, Lucius?
Is he within, or can he be within 60 feet of me?
He is within 60 feet of you. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast Hold Person.
All right, call. You cast Hold Person. What is the save DC for that, please?
16.
All right, and that is a Constitution or a Wisdom or a Charisma?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay.
Wisdom.
16 Wisdom, you said?
Wow.
Lucius?
Wow.
I think that was yes.
Oh, thank you.
He has a
Um,
mouthful.
all right. So he saves. He rolls a 16 plus whatever. It's enough to overtake it. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes, I'll be with him.
All right. So Lucius attempts to cast a spell at him as everyone gives chase, and that brings us to Chad. The Chad, you stand upon the rooftop of the inn as you had loosed a javelin at him, and you see the rest of your companions, as you had requested, have actually gone into action and give chase against this quarry of yours named Zill. Now pretending to be this old man that is being pummeled by your companions. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna jump down and just dash my full move, whatever movement I got left after getting off the roof.
Okay. So you charge, you jump down off the roof and charge forward, closing the distance between you and Zill. Um, and you see Zill and Kythos ahead of you with a giant dragon that was manifested by your ranger companion, and of course a whole bunch of loosed missiles and fire and spider webs and so forth now clutter the battlefield. What would you like to do?
Um, so how far am I away from him now?
Your full movement, let's say you're within like 15 feet. You've caught up to him a little bit as he's been slowed. What would you like to do?
I think that's all I can do because I can attack, right?
Right, because you dashed.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
why I was like, that's it for me.
You look at him very angrily. Grrr.
Persuade him to stop.
And lose your rage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Growl, grr even. And that brings us to Willow. Willow, you see all this calamity of your party giving chase to Zill, who tries to make his way to the bridge to evade you all. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery, yelling that I'm a fairy, you blind old bat.
Okay. And what is the save DC for that, please?
It is a Wisdom 15.
15. All right, and what's the damage on that?
1d4, so I'll roll that right now. I did a 1.
All right.
It's
He
psychic.
he turns his head to look at you. Get out of my head, you damn pixie! And he continues to chase. Continues to run. Uh, is that going to end your turn?
Yes, it is.
And that brings us to Cell. This is not looking good. What do we do? What do we do? Hey, Curtis.
Yeah.
Can I ask you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Uh-oh.
A wisdom saving.
Huh?
Okay. 13 total.
Can I use counterspell? If I see that that's what's happening.
Also, it's a disadvantage as long as it's an attack because of my vicious
Okay.
mockery.
So you don't see him staring intently into Kythos' eyes.
Is that a no on counterspell?
No.
I just like,
No.
it doesn't. Uh, he's charming. And I don't really. Make me an arcane check. Make me an arcane check. I gotta be fair about it.
Arcana is dirty 20.
So you see him look at Kythos, look in his direction while you're looking in from behind, and he begins to speak to Kythos, and you want to counterspell. You think he's trying to charm him somehow? With
Is there no for like somatic or anything or material
I mean,
component?
yeah, he's going to tell him, basically give him a command.
I'll leave it up to your discretion.
Well, that's the
If you
thing
feel
is,
nice to do it.
I really don't see you being a. Yeah, by the time you realize that he's being enchanted, he's enchanted. But
All right.
What's the casting time on
make your
that?
roll for the counterspell. Just make your roll for the counterspell.
What's the casting time on the counterspell?
It's a bonus action. Make a roll for your counterspell.
Counterspell's a reaction.
Can I counterspell the counterspell before he counterspells? I'm kidding. I'm totally joking.
That's a nat 20.
Okay.
I'm totally joking.
It's fine. So yeah, he tried. It's a good thing he did this because otherwise Skythos would be trying to kick your guys' asses right now. Because he failed. But yeah, you managed to somehow counterspell his charm, and so he's going to continue. I guess running.
He was a running.
Yeah. He's gonna
I put
try to charge up the bridge and try to escape, I guess. And that brings us to Kythos.
So I guess I'm gonna hit him again with my sling. I mean, might as well.
You shoot your sling. Go and make an attack.
$11 to hit.
Unfortunately, your pebble, it flies wide, missing completely. Is that going to end your turn?
Was that with advantage?
Yeah, you do have advantage still because of the fairy fire.
Oh, that's 18 to hit.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's not going to hit.
Okay, then.
It,
So
will that end your turn?
yeah, it's gonna end my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Lucius. Lucius, it is your turn. No, Alia, sorry. Alia, it is your turn. Kaithos is trying to throw a rock um, at Zil or the old man as he charges up the bridge trying to get away. What would you like to do? Chris,
Yep.
what would you like to do?
Well, let's see if the spider can web him down this time.
Make an attack. I can roll that for you. I know what it is. So.
All right, you can roll it.
This time it does hit. That's going to be a. He's going to have to make a save to try to. Okay. So your webbing does hit him, and he falls over onto the bridge, webbed up with this web. He's going to have to try to use an action to get himself free. So good job. He's been webbed, and it is your turn though. What would you like to do?
Can I close the distance, or do I need to move to get?
Well, yeah, you're giving chase. You've been chasing him this entire time without him
You were
trying
only
to.
20 feet behind.
Yeah, so you're there if you know, yeah.
All right, so I pretty much hold my sword down to his chinny chin chin and tell him to surrender.
Well, you got me. I must
And about
admit, you are crafty. So a lot of you.
and I have the fire drake land right, so he's like face to face with the fire drake.
He releases his little illusion or sorry, alter self, and he's like back to his normal self. He's like, okay, so you got me. What now? Chad, you make your way up as the party begins to gather around Zill as he's still covered in this
Yeah,
web.
that's the Chad.
The Chad.
Hey.
Your party all stands around Zill as you begin walking up with Willow over your shoulder.
Hi. Because my character is pretty upset right now. I think he's gonna actually still roll for an attack, but it's gonna be an unarmed just to hit him in the chin.
Oh, make me. Well, you're not going to have to roll for an attack. You hit. Oh, I see. I probably deserve that.
Are you trying to kill him?
No,
He says,
that was for the knife and calling my friend a picture.
He says, I probably deserve that. But what happens now?
Now we handle this civilly. But first, we're gonna actually anybody got some rope that we can actually tie him up with or chains?
Let
Webbing
me
doesn't
just
seem
let me just say, whatever the bounty is that's on me, whatever the cost is, whatever it is you think you're going to gain from this, you'd gain much more if you had me as a friend than as a caper.
Well, you had this option, but now I have to take it to the council because I brought these fine folks in, so it's not just up to me anymore. So, change
Well,
anyone?
you all have
I
some
got
skill, some ability, some natural talent. I think that natural talent should be not done for free. They say if you're good at anything, don't do it for free. And I'd like to maybe employ you to help me with some troubles from time to time, perhaps. The money's good, and you seem to be quite adequate at taking care of yourselves. What do you say? Just loosen these webs, and we could talk about it.
I get my rope out and I start making sure that I reinforce the ropes on this guy.
Hey, now, lads.
I'm gonna take off my sock and gag him.
You do what?
I took off my sock and I shoved it in his mouth, so he can't talk.
Is he still an old man?
No, he looks like he's old. He says, he looks over. You, Lucius. I remember, yeah, Lucius. Look, you can't let him just. How could you do this to me? He says, and he shoves the sock in his mouth.
Hold on. I wanna try to like not pick him up, but like help him to his feet while he's bound, and like hold on to his arms. I'm assuming they're behind his back right now.
He's just like he's like a Spider-Man villain that has just been defeated by Spider-Man. He's covered in wet.
And then wrapped up in rope outside the web.
So,
David, are you leaving, bud? I think David just left. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's gone. I wanna get his legs free, and I want to get him to his feet so we can move him, so he can walk, and we can move him to wherever we're gonna put him for now.
I'm just gonna throw him over my shoulder so we didn't have to give him any freedom.
Okay. I'm gonna head outside real quick while you guys are working out what you're doing. Give me just 1 second to get in.
I believe that he was Lucius's mentor previous to you catching up to him.
Having an argument over what we do with this guy, obviously.
Either way, we're gonna be taking it to vote pretty much.
All right.
I picture this being like Guy, in Meet the Creed.
Just slap a log on him.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Leave my friendship.
So, regarding this guy, I should probably. You guys probably already figured out I'm a bounty hunter, and this guy has a bounty out for him.
No.
All I saw is that he had a knife to your throat, so he's obviously hostile.
I guess get myself all set up on my phone. Anyway, so if you guys were saying anything about any actions or whatever you were wanting to do, I didn't hear any of that.
We were just role-playing a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, my dear friends, now that I've had to bring you in on the loop, you obviously know I'm no adventure extraordinaire. I'm just a meager bounty hunter. But this guy is my prey, and you guys did help me capture him. So whether it be figuring out what we want to do, whether turn in the bounty, or if it seems more profitable to work for him, we'll figure this out together since you guys are all involved.
So how much was the bounty?
What?
Yes, how much was the bounty?
How much was the bounty?
That is a very good question.
And was it the quicker picker upper bounty or a different bounty?
I'm sending that amount to you on your private messenger.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me just find you real quick and all my little things.
Whoa,
30.
was that a fair joke?
No,
What?
I just have a lot of groups. And
Just give you our time.
Give it to him.
there you go.
Hey, that was not my fault.
And they all took action.
That is
Yeah,
on
this
your
peanut
Facebook
gallery is
messenger.
blaming me for this.
I
Jody,
think-
that's on your Facebook messenger.
Pulling it up right now.
So as you guys discuss whatever, or doing whatever,
Would we have to transport this guy somewhere, or is it literally we caught him, so leave him with the magistrate and let someone else come collect him at a later point?
It's a good question. Give me just a moment, and I'll get that answer for you. Kythos, or Curtis. Sorry, you're right there. You and Chris were on your way to deal with the whole thing with your Master King, right? Yeah. So, you guys probably are like, okay, well, this is settled here, and start making your way back. Or are you involved here now, Chris?
I want to cut. If we're gonna get paid for this guy, I want to cut.
Are you
If
still
we're gonna make a
making
deal
your
with
way?
him, I want to cut. But I don't have to stay here. I'll go with him. I told Kythos I'd go with him. So as long as I'm in on whatever the deal is, I trust the parties.
Do you have a psychic link with your squirrel or something like that, or is that how it works, or is it just, normal?
He's just an animal companion. So
Just making sure. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to cast Find Familiar, but I have not done it yet.
So you guys began leaving the town. Meanwhile, so you guys are making your way out of town again. Meanwhile, Willow, Lucius, Chad, you guys are dealing with the Zill situation. And you had asked about the whole magistrate thing, Robert?
Yes.
That's a great question. Normally, yeah. Probably something like that. Except this is a personal battle. And he wants Zill brought back to him. Not a law officer. This is a private person. Not a bounty for some rest. Somebody in particular would a bounty for his capture.
Okay. At
So
this
he
point,
wants.
I'm going to suggest that we be a little bit courteous in the process so that we can accept the easier contract of working for him than trying to haul him off.
Okay.
Well, that would depend on how much money he's willing to pay us.
Go ahead and pull that.
No, because you get no money if he doesn't safely get to whoever has the bounty on his head. And he was not easy to capture.
No. And so as you guys are discussing all that, you guys are approached by a couple of people. One of them you recognize as Judge. Of course, the star and whatnot. Whole sheriff thing. It's like, bit of a ruckus over here. I had a feeling maybe you guys would be involved. What's going on? The sheriff is asking, what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, the sheriff wants to know what's going on.
Being a bounty hunter, I have like paperwork or something to prove what I do, right?
Yeah, you even have the actual, like, what you would carry around like a warrant or something like that. Well, in this case, you have an actual bounty for Zill.
I go ahead and I present the bounty, and I'm like, we're trying to figure out what we're doing because this isn't really a matter for the law. I was hired privately, but if I did disturb the peace, I do apologize.
You know, I actually, I respect the line of work. Before I was sheriff, I was in the trade myself. I think I've even run across this individual once or twice. But as far as I knew, he was keeping his nose clean. What exactly the info?
I got a personal inquiry about
a muffle from Zill as he's trying to speak.
I'll go ahead and pull the fragrant sock out of his mouth.
Like I said, I'm I hadn't done nothing. If anyone wants me, it's personal, see? And I'm just saying. I didn't mean for any trouble to come to your respectable town here, Sheriff. Judge, if you could see me out to this, of course, I would make it worth your while. He says, that sounds like you, Bill. Always trying to weasel your way out. Well, I'm not going to get in the way of this bounty hunter and his bounty. I'll see you to it. I'll leave you to it. And he turns around and walks away. Oh, damn it, Judge. I'll remember that. I bet you will, Zill. Bet you will. And he leaves.
He just tried to cut me out of the deal. I was trying to be on his side there.
I'm shoving the sock back in his mouth. That's what you get for trying to.
I was about to say, where's the sock at?
It just went back in. Yep, I imagine that's the sound he makes.
I mean, he wasn't that to catch, really.
Just tried to get cut free.
Well, it only took like 9 of you.
I like to point out, he sent me home blowing last time.
I felt like it took my cider, me, and my drink.
7. Took 7.
But we got him.
You did get.
I got a proposal.
Yeah.
And
so do I.
I go ahead and cup my hands over his ear, over Zill's ears, tight enough that it hurts, so that way he can't hear me. And I relay it to him. Why don't we collect from both?
I'm not here to hear that. My question before I left with Kythos was, do you need Ruby here to help keep him under control, or you guys got him?
No, we got him.
All right. I can't be involved in a double cross kind of situation. So I'd go with Kythos to go check and see what's going on with his mentor.
Sounds good.
I just want my cut of whatever pay we gather once it's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I also would not support a double cross situation. I would rather let him go normally, except he just tried to cut us back out of the deal. So now I don't trust he's going to actually pay us.
I did establish, Chris, that you and Kaitos had already left. So you're not even really part of the conversation. So no guilt. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent, Mr. Smithers. Excellent.
I just heard A-OK for chaos.
You're free. Chad, you have your hands over his ears, you say, as you explain this idea of double crossing.
Well, kind of, sort of. As I said,
and what about you guys? What do you think, Lucius? Halo?
I don't know about the double cross thing, but he was my mentor for a time, and I would like to have kind of a talk with him about what the crap's going on. If you guys will allow me a moment to speak with him.
Yes, just hear me out real quick, because you guys are saying double cross, but silver lining. What I was saying is we work out a deal with Zill. He hires us to protect him from any harm. I take him back and I tell him, here's this, collect my bounty, and I ensure that whatever he's being treated to isn't lethal. Collect for both bounties.
I've seen this movie. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Which one are you in this scenario?
Not worried about that one.
Clint Eastwood.
Rude.
Obviously.
So, do you guys mind if I at least cut the webbing off of him? I know he's got a bounty and he's obviously done something bad, but like I said, we did have a positive relationship. At the very least, I want him to have some dignity.
I will make a deal with you. Procure some handcuffs from the sheriff real quick before he gets too far away, and you can switch it.
Well, he has webbing.
He's gone.
He has webbing,
but
and
I'm sure you have some. You're a bounty hunter. Maybe you have some shackles. I don't know. You should have something. You are a bounty hunter. Well, at least say you have some rope.
But yeah, so he's already wrapped up in webbing and then rope on top of that. And I just kind of want to free what webbing I can get to, and I won't touch the rope or nothing.
I'm okay with that. So switch it over from the ropes and web to the manacles that I hate of for being bounty hunting.
All right. All right. So you free him from the web, so make sure he's still secured. He doesn't try anything slick. He just he's being cooperative. He's not resisting, but he does make those doe eyes.
While he's clearing the webs, I'll walk up to him and I reach for the sock, but before I pull it out, I was like, "Try any funny stuff," and the sock goes back in. Do we have an understanding? Shake your head if it's a yes.
Yes. Cool.
And I pull the sock out. I'm not putting that back on.
I did.
He says, "I'm please. I'm listening." You said something about I mean, not that I was listening or reading lips or anything, but what kind of double cross are you thinking?
That's right, because he could read their lips, not mine. Damn it.
Two things.
One, I'm always listening. Double cross. So let's start with this. Who exactly is this bounty to? Who wants so badly they send you out?
I don't have that part.
So yeah, so you produced the bounty that you had actually shown Judge. Okay, and on it has a name. Okay, um, it's something Richards, Don Richards, somewhere out of shoot, what is the name of that place? We're gonna call it Tier.
I'll go ahead and relay that information and ask him
Tier's a long way
what
from
could you have done to wrong this person enough that they wanted to hire me?
Well, I may or may not have, as I said, slept with someone I shouldn't have slept with. Maybe. I mean, it was his wife that did the smooching. I just indulged.
Are
That's my
you
story. I'm sticking.
are you able to check any of your messages, Patrick?
Yes, I can.
Would also like to roll an insight to see if he's actually telling the truth.
Hold on.
I'm not sure if you're checking Facebook or Discord.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Do that for me. What were you saying, Curdy?
Can I roll an insight to see if he's being truthful?
Yes. Roll an insight.
Oh, that's a nat 1 coming out to a 4?
Yeah. Hey, what are your guys' passive perception? Below and chat.
I have a 17.
I have a 50.
What about you? Okay. Willow. You're kind of guy. You're still hovering over, the situation, flying around and stuff like this. And you notice that while Lucius is undoing the webbing and whatnot, he actually seems to stuff a dagger, and he seems it to Zill. You just catch the flash of steel as he makes the exchange. Only barely notice.
Right. Because he's actually restrained and can't do anything, I'm going to actually hit him with heat steel again, or heat metal.
Okay. Zill, or because Lucius is the one that did it. Lucius gave him the dagger.
Right, but I'm actually going to heat metal the dagger, which is now unable to be dropped by Zill. Because Zill is.
You saw Lucius try to slip it with
right,
dagger.
and I'm going to wait till it's in Zill's possession to heat it.
Okay, go ahead and make me a roll for the damage.
Okay. That's 10 damage.
All right. He. Okay. Oh, you darn pixies! Oh, damn it! He says, but he doesn't relinquish the dagger. Wait, hold on. Yeah,
kind of what I was hoping
doesn't
for. He's
really-
kind of stuck holding it.
he continues to hold on to it as he curses you.
I am going for non-lethal. I'm just trying to, make
I
a
understand.
point.
Yep.
And I would also like to turn around and cartoon style just drop a punch on his head. She's a fairy.
All right, so you knock him out, and he drops the dagger. But seems that the ropes around his wrists have been burned free.
That's okay. I actually would have sided with Lucius in this situation until the dagger was slit.
But he's unconscious now.
Right. So we don't have to worry about him getting away or anything. That was kind of what I was after. Was actually trying to incapacitate him the rest of the way. That's the strongest thing I've got is heat metal.
Well,
Yeah,
he pissed
fire
off
is
Barbarian
always
by calling you a pixie again and got hit in the head.
Go to sleep. Okay. So what do you guys want to do now? You were asking him questions, but before you got him, he got knocked down.
I
Not
don't
bad.
trust him not to betray us, but I don't really know the Chad, and Lucius has been with us for a while. So I was going to side with Lucius. I understand that it's his mentor and that kind of thing. And I had no problem accepting a contract. I'm chaotic, so accepting a contract from somebody that's being hunted by another member of my party. The issue only comes in with trying to evade the deal. You know what I mean? The incredulous whatever that he tried to back or to circumnavigate his deal by talking to Judge, and then second now with Lucius trying to give him a dagger so that he can escape when we aren't paying attention.
So
I don't trust him.
on that part, I don't see any kind of circumventing deals because he offered deals, but no one accepted deals.
That's what we're discussing right now, are the deals. Nobody's made any decision yet.
But like what so what Lucius did was because mentor and stuff. But as far as the trying to circumvent deals and whatnot, there was never a deal made. He just offered and no one accepted. So he's offered a deal to someone else because we never took him up on a deal. Or that's me.
I am also chaotic, as I would like to point out, and I more or less, if you can't tell, lean towards gold. If he wants to employ us to keep him alive, I see no problem with that, and I do not see it as a issue with me completing that mission before, and seeing this out so it gets handled, as I said initially when I tried to deal with him, civilly. And by
He
civil,
did
I
offer
mean,
that. We just haven't seen that.
hey,
All right.
I get offended easy.
Let me pause that just for a moment while you guys think about how to defuse this situation and take us over to Kaitos and Chris. Kaitos and as you are making your way out of town, unaware of the fiasco that's happening back in town with Zill and the rest of the party. You are making your way by the watermill. And as you do, of course, you look. You point out where you saw Kane and Un as they set to meet up on the hill. And now you see them actually getting back and forth as they are, being and kicking and punching and blocking, avoiding sweeps and so forth as they attack one another. But it seems neither are gaining ground as the other, as they seem to be defending quite well.
Yeah,
Can
like
you
playing
guys?
Morpheus.
Yeah. So can I get Kythos and Alia, please, to roll me some perception checks? Pretty please.
What kind of perception?
A wisdom for proficiency if you are. Proficiency with perception.
I got a 16.
16.
Buck.
And Pat,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tap out of here in a minute. I got to get up early for work.
No problem. We normally get off at 1. I'm about to wrap this up here in a few moments. I just wanted to get this out of the way real quick. And no problem. We're okay? Promise.
Okay.
Let me just explain what's going on here. Kythos, what was the perception?
15.
15. Okay, so you guys both notice that as the fight is going on, they seem to be attracting the attention of some unwanted, what would you call them? An unwanted crowd has begun to form. As you see, I need to roll. I think I rolled it. No, I rolled it earlier. Two trolls begin to start making their way up the hill. Actually, from further out, toward where you found the first troll approaching from the east. They're making their way up the hill towards where they are fighting. They don't seem to notice they are in Mortal Kombat. Sorry. You start to notice that these trolls are making their way up. Meanwhile, Drake or Alia, your squirrel has run back and is panting with breath as it tries to explain to you that there's 2 trolls, and you're like, I know, I can see them. Thank you. He says no. He says no, there's more. There's only see 2. There's more. And with that, Drake, good night. And next week, you can figure out what to do about this troll problem is going on with Kane and Un. Of course, Kythos, you may choose to move with haste. It will take some time to make it out there, however. Okay? I think this probably would be a really good time for us to go ahead and wind down for the evening. However, if you guys wanted to finish your conversation about what to do about Zill, I invite you to. Otherwise, it has been fun, and I enjoyed the evening. I hope you guys did too. You guys got Zill. I was hoping to be able to get away. Unfortunately, you guys had my number. But, perhaps there's still an opportunity for Zill to get away once he wakes up.
Yeah, I was hoping I could try to slip in like a performance or something in there to try to boost my chances, but I just couldn't find a chance.
I understand it. I'm not hating on you to free your guy. I hold you no ill will or favor. Does not change the fact that you are still one of my friends. You may have just, please, I am trying to, as I said, I want to come to a solution that benefits all. I need to fulfill this bounty. He needs protection. You guys necessarily I had to be in the protection detail. He could just hire you guys to keep him alive while I return the bounty. Oh no! Once that happens and I turn him over, oh, you want to hire me again? Sorry, you have something going on, and I don't deal with drama. As I said, it is a double cross, but by moral standings, I think everybody comes out on top. He doesn't get murdered for Wick where it shouldn't have been, and we all get paid.
Dipping his wick. I dig it. All right.
Like I said,
Right.
the only reason I even hit the heat metal again was because he was trying to double cross us himself. You know, he was trying to get out of actually making good on his deal. Is how I viewed it.
Man, I was so close. I was so close. And I know that he was gonna wait. And then we wouldn't have fucking known until like 3 days later that he was gone. And I would have got away with it too. It wasn't for you and your damn pixie.
It's a
I was
fairy.
just toned down. I guess.
I hear you,
Yeah, no, you
Scooby-Doo.
could technically count that as D&D racism.
I don't know if you're still there or the quack dealer, but hello, it's nice to meet you too. Someone on Twitch. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, the quack dealer. I like that name. That's a good name.
I would like to hear how you guys feel about that. Like, 'cause as I said,
I'm heading out. I'll let you guys come up with this and let me know next time.
All right, good night, Chris. It's been fun.
I figure there's only a few of us actually present right now, and you're the one that actually has a physical relationship with him. So I figured you would lean to, oh, this is someone that I respect. I would like to keep him safe. I'm not saying I want to deliver him to danger. I'm saying
He's saying double trust the guy that has the bounty on him, not your mentor, not Zill.
And as I said, if it's not a bounty that gets fulfilled, if I don't fill it, they're gonna send some.
But
are you gonna be able to reason with them?
It's just one of those kind of at least try once.
No, I get that. As I said, it doesn't change Chad's standing on you. I even your hand and say that was a good try. But let's come to a peaceful conclusion, and this is what I've got for you.
Yeah, we kind of got other things on the plate right now. But Patrick, are we officially done, or is it time to do some things that we should be doing in private?
Well, we can do
please.
that. I still got about 30 minutes left. If we wanted to do some solo stuff, that's perfectly fine with me.
Well, there's a couple that we wanted to try to do, but it might be too early. So I want to ask you about the water pump.
Okay, that's a very good query. You guys want to hang around, and Lucius is going to do something, but it's kind of on.
We metagaming.
They would be, as long as you're okay to separate that. You're welcome to watch the show.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I trust you guys to be able to do that. But yeah, Lucius is a bit of a. He's like Curious George, and he goes where he feel like he needs to go. So Lucius, you said something about a water pump. What did you have in mind?
Yeah. But before we continue, it is not built yet.
Not completely. Not. It hasn't been completed. He's been working on it for a while. He's got a couple of days left yet. About another day before it's actually completed. But he's making an altercation.
I didn't know if you wanted to go through a scenario for post building, because my plans is for after it is officially built. But seeing as it's hard to get us together through the week,
so we'll say, yeah, okay. He'd be finishing up with it and say, like, yes, it's built. It's not going to be put into operation right now, if that's what you're wanting. So we'll have to revisit that, I think. Um, but I trust all of our group more than some of my other groups to be able to separate those two. Um, would you like to talk to the party about why, or would you like to still
So,
keep that under your hat?
well, I'll talk to them not as party, but as friends, and they think.
Okay.
Um, so if my patron saved my life and prevented me from dying, and has tasked me with keeping this forest burning no matter the cost, essentially. So I am making sure that this forest fucking burns. And
Okay.
and that is my task. And that is why I'm wanting to fight fire with fire and set the forest on fire with the elementals.
You
Now,
know, I
now,
liked it better when I just thought you were chaotic, man.
now,
I'm the fairy who's trying to protect the connection with the Fae in the local area, but I'm also the one who suggests first fire. So I'm going to think that this is more along the same thought process and not even realize that you're trying to burn down the entire friggin' forest.
Right.
and
Chad
the
don't
thing
care.
is, and the thing is, the way I pitched it was, if we burn the forest before the elementals can, then they won't gain the power that they're trying to
You were
get,
breaking up
essentially.
there.
But
I missed that last part.
that if we burn it before the elementals can, then that prevents them from gaining the power they're trying to get.
Right.
That's the way I pitched it.
Hmm.
So, but Delmont is building a water pump, and even the slight potential of it putting out nearby woods or whatever, I am intending on sabotaging it. And idea number one is simply using mold earth to move earth into the intake pipes.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
great idea.
I can actually see you doing that after handing the stupid dagger to Vil.
Yeah. That's why I kind of like the whole
I
liquid
wouldn't have
stuff.
expected it from you beforehand, but that's awesome.
He's done a
My
really good job.
emergency backup plan.
He's been
My
under
emergency
so
backup
much
plan was
stress.
to burn it down.
You don't know how much stress
I
he's
can
been under.
imagine.
He's been under so much. Remember the part where the troll got him and he fell, and
Remember who carried his bloody body back, dragging a troll?
then he came back like Hal Jordan, like freaking Green Lantern, and was all glowing and had like extra power and stuff. Well, that was all because his patron. He was like, "I'm not done with you yet. You can't die. Not until, you know, I'm done with you. Can you die?" And basically, this, that, and the other. And then gave him basically full health and imbued him with extra strength to make sure that he would be able to defeat the troll, and then his powers dwindled back to normal. But yeah, he gave him extra power to make sure he'd be able to do that, and he definitely wants to make sure. And at that point in time, he told him, you know, about what he's telling you now, but he's not really telling you. It's just Matt, and I know you guys are good with not metagaming, so um, I've
Yeah,
played with you
So,
guys long
Not a
enough.
problem.
Yeah.
so plan one was to mold earth, take valve, emergency everything on the forge.
You broke up there.
Burn
Emergency
down the
plan C,
forge.
burn down the forge, is
Uh-huh.
my emergency backup plan. if literally nothing else works.
You do realize how close we are to Delmont, like hanging herself from the tree in the front yard, right?
Yeah.
She'll be fine.
And I felt kind of bad
And
kind
like
of
I can
excluding
just like
Delmont, but I didn't really know what to do with him because he just decided to stay in the forge. And I get that because his job is there. But there was so much going on outside. I just, yeah, I feel
At
bad.
any point, you could have technically rolled a perception to see if you heard a commotion or anything.
Yeah, I
But
should have done that, but I didn't. That's my
so
fault. If
I
I had
did
to just
have
do a
one plan.
it happens.
I did have one plan. Uh, nothing against you, Willow. I had one plan to pin everything on Willow, and because you guys had that big falling out, and you're against technology and
No, I'm baffled by it. I actually changed what my focus was whenever we left, because of the influence Delmont had on my character, so that I'm able to actually animate things and mimic the idea of that TikTok, minion that Delmont has, and so on. So, like
but
I said, I'm going with the naive and pale, fairy that causes more problems than solves. So I can see how it would be easy to frame me.
it would fit.
Chad would go along with it initially because, remember, Willow did initially accuse Chad of being the reason everything fell apart.
And Willow's going to continue with that approach in general because the Chad is new to the group.
And don't
Just
forget,
like
Willow.
the,
What was that, Curtis?
Said Willow's the one that let the lion out of the cage.
Ah,
yeah, and started the first forest fire,
Yeah.
and cast Tasha's hideous laughter on poor Delmont, which caused Delmont to break.
So like I said, nothing against Willow. Your character's awesome and has a lot of stuff going on, but you're chaotic enough that you would.
It's so
It'd be easy
crazy.
enough to blame me.
It just might work.
Exactly.
hey,
Like
Willow.
While we're working on the metagame thing, I'm gonna have to start building fairy circles so that we can open up a connection again somewhere close to town, because I have a feeling it's going to be necessary.
Hey, Robert.
Yep.
About that lion thing. There's now that you mention it, there's something that always was a little bit weird about that lion thing, don't you think? Roll me an intelligence check. Roll me an intelligence.
Okay. Is it a saving throw or just check?
Just an intelligence check. If you're proficient with intelligence, but I don't think you are, go ahead and roll that though.
I'm not. Okay. Nope, I got a 5.
Yeah, so never mind. What I was going to mention, which I'm just going to throw it out there now to you guys so you guys can be aware that, yeah, Willow didn't let that lion out. He opened the cage to a male.
ooh.
What was that?
That was a detail that went
He opened the
unnoticed.
cage to a male lion, but the lion that we found was female.
The tamer was asking for a female lion too.
Mhm.
Wait, hold on.
Why? You want to know why? tell you
Chaos. I like it.
because more than one animal got let loose
Okay.
with the whole thing. There is a lion loose. There's other things that are loose. All kinds of things because of the calamity that was it. The lion, the male lion that you freed, Willow, you actually took back to the Fae. So nobody remembers that, but you, nobody has noticed either with you. Um, that isn't transpired whatsoever. But you still wonder yourself with your intelligence check being very low. Um, you still wonder if the party suspects. So I
Have you
did
guys
throw
not
something.
realized I can't roll high, so I use things that are saving throws against the enemy so that I don't have to worry about outrolling them?
But the
That makes
male
sense.
lion that you freed, you actually took back to the Fae with you. And then when you come back, there's more. Another lion
That
that's
fits
been
my character that we were discussing previously.
and so now you have two lions, a male and a female. That's just a slight detail. Anyway, I also forgot to tell you about that a long time ago, Robert. That your lion
You're all right.
and you took it back to the Fae when you left, so that this lion was not the lion that they believe that you freed, but they still think that it is. But you're not saying anything.
The lady in the water conversation that we had,
Lady in the water?
yeah, have we come up with anything that would be relevant for a pixie-ish fairy to cart off on accident?
Lady in the water.
Yeah,
Talking
going
about,
with the concept of being a klepto, stealing things that people set down without
oh, that lady in the
realizing
water.
the.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a couple of stealth checks, just for the fun of
Okay, stealth or sleight of hand?
it. Well, sleight of hand would be wrapped up in stealth, but yeah, sleight of
Okay,
hand.
hold on, stealth.
Make it so character sheet.
Okay,
Unless they have a
17.
skill slot for that now. Oh, they do have sleight of hand now. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. All right, sleight of hand. See,
Okay, so I got a 17 on the stealth, and then sleight of hand got a 16.
okay. So I misspoke. I apologize. So I remember when I was first introduced to 5e, there wasn't a sleight of hand; it was just stealth. But now there is the two different. So yeah. So I apologize. So your first roll that was for the stealth, what would that have been if it was just the sleight of hand?
It would have been a 15, so I got a 15 first, then a 16.
Okay, so you're successful a couple of different times, making your way through the tavern, making your way about town. So you have in your possession one, two, four. Ooh. Three rings. Okay. Each one of them is of platinum. Okay, or gold. We'll say gold um with like valuable gems and whatnot. Very shiny rings. You've managed to amscray with a few. Um, your favorite thing is rings, apparently. I rolled rings. and then I rolled 3 rings. So, yeah, shiny rings.
But
We'll
only
say
longer rules than normal.
that each one of the rings, I'm gonna roll it differently. 1, 2, and 3. The grand total of value, do you want to know, of the rings?
Yeah, there's a section here that I can put in for the thing.
Okay. So 2 of them would be worth about 400 gold, and one of them is worth 300 gold. The 2 that are worth 400 gold actually have diamonds in them and are um, gold, very fine quality. The other one is a ruby. And that's the bottom
And
line.
then the ruby
The
was
stones.
worth 300%.
Yeah. Of course, you probably won't be interested in selling them as much as collecting
No.
more.
Correct.
May your backpack never get too full.
My little tassel hop.
Not even close.
Hey, Lucius.
Yeah.
Um, Never mind. Roll me a perception check.
Uh, 15.
Your ring. It's down on your finger.
Fuck you. How would I not know it's on my finger?
Because I got a higher slider here.
No,
Oh,
no, that's not what it is. It's not what it is. That's your first thought. I want you to roll me a intelligence to remember. Think.
18.
Roll me a perception. Another new perception with advantage.
10. If it matters, my passive is 14.
Okay. Well, you're wondering, Zil? You wonder if when you passed him the dagger, if he might have slipped your ring.
not
cast
very
Fireball.
nice, given what he just did.
I cast Fireball.
Really? Just like that?
I'm like 95% sure I cast Fireball.
Wow.
It depends on how much doubt I have. Because that ring is like so big of a thing. Like I use it every day. And it's
Yeah.
such a big thing for me
Wow.
that if I don't, I will Fireball.
You roll Fireball?
I would probably throw half the party into the Fireball too if I needed to.
So
That ring is a big part of what Lucius needs.
I just want to say that you're only, because of your intelligence check, thinking that he might have. But you look and you don't see it, but you haven't really done a in-depth look. You haven't rolled an investigation yet. It was just to see if maybe you might have seen it in his hand. But you don't see it, whatever. Um, would you like to roll an investigation and see if he actually has it before you blow him up?
He's not just blowing him up; he's blowing me up too.
That'd be true.
And me.
No, because
Yeah.
no one else would have been close to me.
We were all kind of standing around talking to him,
Would you
and I
like
was
to?
close enough to connect with a punch on the top of his dome.
So you do suspect Zill might have slipped it off your finger. Would you like to take a look? He's unconscious right
Oh, okay. Because I was going to talk to him. I was going to talk to him and be like, ask him if he has my ring, and then he better be fucking convincing because it's a lot easier to check a corpse than it is a live person.
now. Right. But
Well,
he's
he's unconscious. You
unconscious.
can just check his body.
Yeah, sure.
Frisk him.
Roll me an investigation.
Flat or advantage.
Oh, yeah.
You have as much time as you need to search this guy. I
Yeah, we'll
assume
give
that
you
it-
advantage. Sure, you check him twice.
I was about to say, you have a bounty hunter with you.
22.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you when you search his body, you notice that in his sleeve, well, body, he's still alive, but in his sleeve, that looks like there's a little pouch there. You find it when you pat, and it looks like there's a little compartment in his sleeve that he little pocket, and you find your ring inside of there.
Can I roll for a perception to see if I see him pulling out this ring and starting to get pissed?
Yes.
That's 16.
We'll say you notice him, looking over his body, and yeah, you see him get the ring out of his sleeve. You see the look on his face go from, worry and concern to suddenly like a relief of stress just fell off of him. As he takes the ring and he puts it back on his hand. He's like,
Lucius is burning with.
I'm going to walk up, clasp you on the shoulder. What do you expect from a man that dips his wick where it's not supposed to go?
Was a bounty for dead or alive?
oh, jeez. He does want him alive.
Yeah, alive.
Just I'm sorry that you found out this way that Zill's not really anyone's friend.
So does he have to be alive? Because I have something I want to do.
He does need to
Yes,
be alive.
he has to be alive. I pull out the word at this point and I point and show alive.
Mm.
And was that gold or platinum, by the way?
Gold. You may negotiate for more knowing the trouble that it was. One might.
You know me way too well.
Most bounty hunters would. Don't know that you had much success with it, but we'll see. You did take up the assignment.
He's needing a moment before we proceed.
Yeah. So, while you're holding your baby, would you like to commit murder?
I don't think he's got his headphones on.
With that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this particular session on on uh, on Twitch as far as that goes. It has been fun this evening, playing with all my friends here on what is Nightfall. Anyway, good night. Be kind to each other. We're all in this world together. Say good night, y'all.
Good night, everyone. Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Good
Have
night.
a good night, guys. Happy holidays.
Indeed. Ho, 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 and stuff like that. Happy New Year.